Mark here for another great Wisdom and Knowledge 5 podcast episode. And this week, I want to discuss how the AI takeover in the world is destroying humanity. AI is basically being put in every single aspect of our life. And, people are sick of it. People are rejecting it left and right. And those who support this, they do not know what they have signed up for because it goes, far beyond what we could ever imagine. And we didn't sign up for this. This is not the world that we want to live in. We stand for humanity. We stand for, human rights. And with our human rights being trampled on us left and right, and this AI takeover basically replacing humanity, because that's what it's gonna lead to. You know, Not only that, mass surveillance, you name it, it is destroying humanity. You look at something as simple as like a schedule at work. It's being taken over by AI. Well, AI does not know how humans think. They do not know, everyday situations. They can't grasp that. So if you have AI scheduling for your uh, place of employment, it's going to be a train wreck. It's going to be completely, you know, off. And shame on, any corporation that's doing this type of scheduling, because you are essentially hurting your business. You're saying, hey, look, I'm against humanity because you don't want a human being doing their job. You want AI doing it. And it's not right. That's why there's so many people out, in humanity and on social media platforms and such, speaking on the dangers of AI because they don't want it in their lives. So these rich billionaires, these tech, uh, you know, uh, people, they are so out of tune and they don't care about humanity, first off, but they're so out of tune with how societies run and what society wants. They're just all about profits. We're about humanity. We're about, peace. We're about being able to do what we want to do. And they're over here, about their own profits, about ruling over you, about mass surveillance. And no, this is not what we stand for. This is not what we want. So we have to speak out. We have to be a light. We have to continue to educate people. I have, friends whose accounts have been, you know, uh, they've copied their social media videos to a tier AI has and just copied it word for word, even the background, even his video. Hold on, let me show you the video that I'm talking about.
Glasses aren't going to sell themselves.
All floaters are these dehydrated areas of the eyes, and what Jimarito and lutein is doing when you consume it, you're bringing in structured water, and you're also bringing in selenium, magnesium, and all these beautiful minerals, and that those floaters begin to dissolve. All they are is your eyes are getting dried out. This is even the same thing when people have cataracts and all that. They build a layer on top of their eyes. That layer is just toxins, and the eye is almost like calcifying itself. So when you bring in honey gummies and you begin to feed them, those floaters begin to go away. They begin to break up and dissolve. That's the same thing when people get inflammation in their wrist, inflammation in their elbow, inflammation in their knees, their shoulders, all that. It's calcifying. Why do you think they sell people seed oils like canola oil and corn oil and soybean oil? It calcifies the entire body, crystallizes the entire body. So people are all walking around like this and their joints are hurting and they can't figure it out. You kind of see it. They do it on purpose because then they can sell them pills and then that's a big billion-dollar business. People are like, the eye doctors never tell me my eyes can get better. Yeah, of course not. That's why they're eye doctors. They're there to make business and they're there to keep you coming back for more. Those thicker and thicker glasses aren't going to sell themselves.
Business. People are like, the eye doctors never tell me my eyes can get better. Yeah, of course not. That's why they're eye doctors. They're there to make business and they're there to keep you coming back for more.
So right there, that is Matt from Cultivate Elevate, one of my friends. Uh, and AI completely, made the exact same video as him. So stealing ideas, you name it. You look at all this AI generated content, and I'm rarely using Facebook. I mean, I'm posting my podcast episodes on there, but I'm rarely using it because there's so much fake stuff out there. There's a lot of with AI also comes a lot of fake stuff and it's not right, whether it be like altered photos or even for example Mickey Dolenz of the musical group The Monkees. Somebody made fake concert list and fake page, and people were following it and everything, and luckily he came out and spoke out and said, look, no, do not follow this fake content. This is not me, and explain why, it's being done. It's being done so someone can generate money on his name, with all this fake information. But we have to be alert. We have to be able to see through what is truth and what is, fake. And those who have discernment, those who can grasp what's going on, who understand this AI takeover of the world, we have to stand against it. We have to, just like the data center was a big part of AI, uh, you know, we have to say, hey, no, say no to it because it is the destruction of humanity. That's what it is, hands down. So we need to say, reject AI. We need to say, hey, look, by the masses. This is not what we want. We don't want lies. We want truth, you know, and we want human interaction. We don't want AI. You know, we need to be, uh, you know, educating others as to the dangers of AI. We need to be, out there each and every day, explaining, hey, this is the way that the world's going on. I mean, this is the way that the world's shifting. This is what's going on in the world. You have leaders in office who don't stand for humanity to begin with, but they're, in with these tech giants. They're pro AI, and why would you support that? Why on earth would you support that? You know, we humanity as a whole is being destroyed left and right through agendas like Agenda 2030, you know, uh, where you will own nothing, you'll be happy, you live in 15-minute cities, you know, and it's, you know, jobs being eliminated because of AI, you name it. And we, as humanity, have the power to stand up and say, look, we don't want this. And, by the masses, you know, uh, revolt and stand against this because that's what it takes. I speak out because, uh, you know, I am called to be a light in this world, and I actually want a future. I actually stand for, having a future. So we as humanity need to be a light. We need to be standing up. We need to be speaking out and exposing the lies, exposing the AI agenda, and stand up. That's what it takes, hands down. So I just wanted to come on this week and expose the dangers of AI, to talk about the dangers of AI, encourage everyone to be a light and say no to AI, to this AI agenda that is completely destroying humanity. We have the power to stand against this, and we must stand against it while we still can. Much love to everyone across the world who's listening to this. Be sure to share this video out and check out my other videos. Much love. Peace.